Chapter 5: Retail Management Information System. These are the effects of a single customer transaction. Mostly, we know what the product to purchase when we see their marketing and promotions that help the customer to have a glimpse on what the product is. Customer purchases affect the inventory management, also in sales analysis of every businesses. Merchandising helps the customer to easily buy a product, and all this transaction will be recorded. They can also buy product on warehouse, where product is mostly lower than those in store. Credit card can be used as a payment method. And lastly, most of the businesses have their customer database where they can use to know the records of the customer. And that's how single customer transaction affect the business.
Why IT in retail?
Efficient stocking of merchandise. To work effectively, retailers need one system working across stores to make sure the most effective use of stock and improve business processes. Second is collection of data. Many retailers struggle with information overload. IT helps in collecting and analyzing customer data while enhancing differentiation. Third is efficiency in operations. Information technology can speed up processes and deliver cost-saving benefits to the company. And lastly, helps communication. IT networks enable communication with persons in any part of the world. IT helps to have an access to any information for making quick decisions.
Electronic Data Interchange or EDI, the computer-to-computer exchange of business documents in a standard electronic format between business partners. Database management, data warehousing, and data mining, the method of organizing and compiling data into one database, whereas data mining details with fetching important data from databases. Radio frequency identification or RFID, the technology that uses radio waves to identify people or objects. Transaction Processing System or TPS is an information processing system for business transactions involving the collection, modification, and retrieval of all transaction data. Decision Support System or DSS is a computer program application used to improve a company's decision-making capabilities. Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP, the type of software that organizations use to manage day-to-day business activities such as accounting, procurement, project management, risk management, and compliance and supply chain of operations. Intranet and Internet is a globally connected network of computers that enables people to share information and communicate with each other, while an intranet is a local restricted network that enables people to store, organize, and share information within an organization. E-commerce or e-trading is the buying and selling of goods and services or the transmitting of funds or data over an electronic network, primarily the internet.
Let's proceed to the basic supply chain. But first, let's define supply chain. It is a network between a company and supplier to produce and distribute a specific product to the final buyer. This network includes different activities, people, entities, information, and resources. The supply chain also represents the step it takes to get to the product or service from its original state to the customer. The basic supply chain starts with the supplier, the raw material packaging warehouse, to a manufacturer warehouse, to a retailer warehouse, to a retailer, and finally to the end customer.
Supply chain management is one of the challenges that companies will face regardless of producing, supplying, or managing the inventory process. If there is an error at any of these stages, the business overall condition can also be affected. A framework is used in analyzing issues in supply chain management, and it has 4 stages: strategic, structural, functional, and implementation. All of these are important to know all the pain points and the demands of the clients to balance resources across channels and understand cost and time in bringing goods and services to market to improve the supply chain.
Customer service is the act of providing support to a customer through face-to-face contact,
by telephone or by email. Customer service includes providing information regarding products or services to a customer, solving problems, ensuring an issue is resolved, and making sure that the customer is satisfied. Customer service is designed and performed and communicated with two goals. The first one is operational production. The second one is customer satisfaction. For additional information, customer service focuses on enhancing the customer experience and making it easier for customers to reach the company.
Customer service, a USP, a unique selling proposition. Retail mix like product, price, place, and promotion can be duplicated or copied by the competitors. The total experience like image of the store, ambience, music, and level of service that the customer gets in the store stays unique. So here are the few things to remember in a USP. First is to identify the key customer and listen and respond to them. Next is to define superior and establish a service strategy. Next is to set standard and measure performance, followed by select, train, and empowered employees to work for the customer. And lastly, to recognize and reward accomplishments. And always remember, customer is not always right. Your money back if we feel like it.
Gap analysis is a means of evaluating a business unit's performance to see if business needs or objectives are being met, and if not, what steps should be taken to accomplish them. Communication through word of mouth. Word of mouth is the oral transmission of knowledge from one person to another. Personal requirements is the things you wouldn't be able to do without an emergency. Consumer, an individual who buys product and services for personal consumption. Provider, this is someone or something that gives something. Measuring gaps in services. First is followed by gap 1, provider, and followed by the gap 2, management perception of consumer expectation, followed by the gap 3, services delivery translation of perception into service quality, followed by the gap 5, perceived service, to be followed to gap 6, expected service, to follow by the last one, gap 7, employees' perception of consumer expectation.
Customer Relationship Management, or known as CRM. CRM is a process in which a business or other organization administers its interaction with customers, typically using data analysis to study large amounts of information. Customer Relationship Management is basically about a technology for managing all your company's relationship interactions with customers and potential customers. CRM goal is simple: improve business relationships. A CRM system helps companies stay connected to customers, streamline processes, and improve profitability.
Next is on how customer relationship management benefits the retailers. Managing inventory and having complete visibility into every stage of order fulfillment is the key benefit of CRM in retail. It is not uncommon for retailers to have two distinct systems for their relationship management and their inventory management. Having them both in one allows a better customer experience. Here in this table shows how CRM benefits retailer. In the customer needs, we have the product choice. In the retailer, traditionally provides range selection, and CRM benefits customers from enabling tailor range, access, channel choice, consistent experience, support, information, enhanced service, individual treatment, customer service, one-on-one relationship, value, scale efficiencies, customer-defined value.
Customer segmentation in retail.
Here is an illustration of the customer segmentation in which the customers are segmented into three different categories, namely as lower value segment, growable segment, and most valued segment. The figure shows the groups of customers under the said segments in terms of the revenue generated for each, the level of value per customer within the specified group, as well as the approach and strategies to be used in building and maintaining relationships with the customers.